Enter Don Pedro, Claudio, Benedict, and Leonato. Here is Don Pedro. I do but stay till your marriage be consummate, and then go I toward Aragon. I guess they're mid-conversation. This is Claudio.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you'll vouchsafe me.
Nay, that would be a great soil in the new gloss of your marriage, as to show a child his new coat, and forbid him to wear it. I will only be bold with Benedict for his company, for from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot he is all mirth. He hath twice or thrice cut Cupid's bowstring, and the little hangman dare not shoot at him. He hath a heart as sound as a bell, and his tongue is the clapper. For what his heart thinks, his tongue speaks. This is Benedict. Gallants, I am not as I have been. So say I. Methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Hang him, truant! There's no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched by love. If he be sad, he wants money. I have the toothache. Draw it! Hang it.
You must hang it first, and draw it afterwards.
What? Sigh for the toothache?
Where?
This is Leonato.
Where is but a humor or a worm?
Well, everyone can master a grief, but he that has it.
Yet say I he is in love.
There is no appearance of fancy in him, unless it be of fancy that he hath strange disguises. As to be a Dutchman today, a Frenchman tomorrow, or in the shape of two countries at once, as a German from the waist downward, all slops, and a Spaniard from the hip upward, no doublet. Unless he have a fancy to this foolery, as it appears he hath, he is no fool for fancy, as you would have it appear he is.
If he not be in love with some woman, there is no believing old signs. Brushes his hat o' mornings. What should that bode?
Hath any man seen him at the barber's?
No, but the barber's man hath been seen with him, and the old ornament of his cheek hath already stuffed tennis balls.
Indeed. He looks younger than he did by the loss of a beard.
That's as much to say the sweet youth's in love.
The greatest note of it is in his melancholy.
And when was he wont to wash his face?
Yea, or to paint himself, for the which I hear what they say of him.
Nay, but his jesting spirit, which is now crept into a lute string, and now governed by stops.
Indeed, that tells a heavy tale for him. Conclude. He is in love.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
That would I know too. I warrant, one that knows him not.
Yes, and his ill conditions, and in despite of all, dies for him.
She shall be buried with her face upwards. Yet is this no charm for the toothache. Old Signor, walk aside me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words to speak to you, which these hobby horses must not hear. Exit Benedict and Leonato. For my life to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero and Margaret have by this played their parts with Beatrice, and then the two bears will not bite one another when they meet.
Enter Don John the Bastard. My lord and brother, God save you. Good and brother. If your leisure served, I would speak with you. In private? If it please you. Yet Count Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns him. What's the matter? Means your lordship to be married tomorrow? He says it to Claudio. You know he does. I know not that when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you, discover it.
You may think I love you not. Oh. Let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me by that I will now manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart hath hope to effect your ensuing marriage. Surely, suit ill spent, and labour ill bestowed. Why? What's the matter? I came hither to tell you, and, circumstances shortened, for she has been too long a-talking of. The lady is disloyal.
Who? Hero?
Even she. Leonato's hero. Your hero. Every man's hero.
Disloyal!
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse. I could. Think you of a worse title, and I will fit her to it. Wonder not till further warrant. Go but with me tonight. You shall see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her. But it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so?
I would not think it. If you dare not trust that you see, confess not that you know. If you will follow me, I will show you. Enough. And when you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
If I see anything tonight why I should not marry her, tomorrow, in the congregation where I should wed, there will I shame her.
And as I wooed for thee to obtain her, I will join with thee to disgrace her. I will disparage her no further till you are my witnesses. Bear it coldly but till midnight, and let the issue show itself. O day untowardly turned!
O mischief strangely thwarting!
O plague right well prevented! So will you say when you have seen the sequel. And that's Don John tricking them, setting up his plan. Let's move on to the next scene. I need to take a little drink first. What I've always felt about performances of Don John is that they given his lines, they play him very, very serious. And while they're good performances, I like the idea that he's kind of mopey, because it adds to the whole idea that Much Ado About Nothing is a comedy. So it makes him funny, and that way he doesn't stand out so much from the cast. So his and sighs and that's my own interpretation of Don John. I always wanted him to fit with the cast instead of be like a standout. Anyway, oh no. Okay, we got Dogberry coming in. Oh no, not this character. This guy cracks me up. Okay, let me think of a voice for him. We'll talk like this. No. Let's give a voice to Dogberry. Let's think. I'll do it. I got it. I'll do the bridge again. I'll do it. Right, I'm Dogberry. How are you today? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, he'll be kind of well spoken like that. Yes, there we go. Okay, so here comes. Oh, excuse me. Scene 3, Act 3, Scene 3. Enter Dogberry and his partner Verges with the watch. Are you men good and true? That's Dogberry, and here's Verges. Yea, or else it were pity, but they should offer salvation, body and soul. Body and soul. Nay, that were a punishment too good for them, if they should have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch. Well, okay, I gotta sell something from Verges. He's kind of old, so let's go. Kind of correct me, like, kind of like that. Well, give them their charge, neighbor Dogberry. Neighbor Dogberry. First, who Who think you the most desertless man to be constable? This is just a generic watchman.
Hugh Oatcake, sir, or George Seacole, for they can write and read.
Come hither, neighbor. Come hither, come hither, neighbor Seacole. God hath blessed you with a good name. To be a well-favored man is the gift of fortune, but to write and to read comes by nature.
Both which, Master Constable?
You have.
Both which, Master Constable?
You have. I knew it would be your answer. Well, for your favour, sir, why give God thanks, and make no boast of it. And for your writing and reading, let that appear when there is no need of such vanity. You are thought here to be the most senseless man. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for the constable of the watch. Therefore, bear you the lantern. This is your charge. You shall comprehend all vagrant men. You are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if I will not stand?
Why, then take no note of him, but let him go, and presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God you are rid of a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, it is none of the prince's subjects.
True, and they are to meddle with no one but the prince's subjects. You shall also make no noise in the streets, for the watch to babble and to talk is most tolerable, and not to be endured.
We will rather sleep than talk.
Oh, wait, no, this is the watchman, not Verges.
We will rather sleep than talk. We know what belongs to our watch.
Why, you speak like an ancient and most quiet watchman, for I cannot see how sleeping should offend. Only have a care that your bills be not stolen. Well, you are to call at the alehouse and bid those that are drunk get them to bed.
How if they will not?
Why, then? Let them alone till they are sober. If they make you not then the better answer, you may say they are not the men you took them for.
Well, sir...
If you meet a thief, you may suspect him, by virtue of your office, to be no true man. And for such kind of men, the less you meddle or make with them, why, the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Truly, by your office you may, but I think they that touch pitch will be defiled. The most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is, and steal out of your company.
You have been always called a merciful man, partner.
Truly, I would not hang a dog by my will, much more a man who hath any honesty in him.
If you hear a child cry in the night, you must call to the nurse and bid her still it.
How if the nurse be asleep and will not hear us?
Why, then depart in peace, and let the child wake her with crying. For the ewe that will not hear her lamb when it baas will never answer a calf when it bleats.
'Tis very true.
This is the end of your charge. You, constable, are to present the prince's own person. If you meet the prince in the night, you may stay him.
Nay, by'r lady, that I think cannot.
5 shillings to 1. 5 shillings to 1 on't with any man that knows the statutes he may stay him. Marry, not without the prince be willing, for indeed the watch ought to offend no man, and it is an offence to stay a man against his will.
By'r lady, I think it be so.
Well, masters, good night. And there be any matter of weight, chances, call up me. Keep your fellows' counsels and your own. And good night. He says this to Verges. Come, neighbor.
Well, masters, we hear our charge. Let us go sit here upon the church bench till 2, and then all to bed.
One more word, honest neighbours. I pray you, watch about Signor Leonato's door. For the wedding being there tomorrow, there is a great coil tonight. Adieu. Be vigilant, I beseech you. Dogberry and Verges leave. Enter Baraccio and Conrad. Okay, I remember Baraccio's voice. Okay. Here's Baraccio. What, Conrad? Watchman says this aside.
Peace, stir not.
Conrad, I say! That's Baraccio.
Here, man. I am at thy elbow.
Mass! And my elbow... Mass! And my elbow itched! I thought there would be a scab, fellow.
I will owe thee an answer for that. And now, forward with thy tale.
Oh, stand thee close, then under this penthouse, for it drizzles rain, and I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee. This is a watchman on the side.
Some treason, masters, yet stand close.
Oh, therefore, I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
Thou shouldest rather ask if it were possible any villainy should be so rich. For when rich villains have need of poor ones make what prince they will.
I wonder at it.
That shows thou art unconfirmed. Thou knowest that the fashion of a doublet, or a hat, or a cloak is nothing to a man.
Yes, it is apparel.
I mean the fashion.
Yes, the fashion is fashion.
Tush! I may as well say the fool's the fool. But seest thou not what a deformed thief this fashion is? The watchman again aside.
I know that deformed. Has been a vile thief this 7 year. Goes up and down like a gentleman. I remember his name.
Didst thou not hear somebody?
No, 'twas the vein on the house.
Seest thou not, I say, what a deformed thief this fashion is? How giddily it turns about all the hot bloods between 14 and 5 and 30, sometimes fashioning them like feral soldiers in the Ricci painting, sometime like God Bell's priest in the old church window, sometime like the shaven Hercules in the smirch, worm-eaten tapestry, where his codpiece seems as massy as his club.
All this I see, and I see that the fashion wears out more apparel than the man. But art not thou thyself giddy with the fashion too, that thou hast shifted out of thy tale into telling me of fashion?
Not so neither. But know that I have tonight wooed Margaret, the Lady Hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. She leans on me out at her mistress's chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the prince Claudio and my master, planted and placed and possessed by my master Don John, saw off in the orchard, this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was Hero?
2 of them did, the prince and Claudio. But the devil, my master, knew she was Margaret, and partly by his oaths, which first possessed them, partly by the dark night, which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander that John had made. Away went Claudio, enraged, swore he would meet her as he was appointed next morning at the temple, and there, before the whole congregation, shame her with what he saw o'er night, and send her home again without a husband. The watch comes forward.
We charge you in the prince's name. Stand!
Call up the call up the right master constable. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that ever was known in the Commonwealth. And one deformed is one of them. I know him. Where's a lock?
Masters! Masters!
You'll be made bring deformed forth. I warn you. I warrant you.
Masters!
Never speak. We charge you. Let us obey you to go with us. We are like to prove a goodly commodity, being taken up by these men of these men's bills.
A commodity in question. I warrant you. Come, we'll obey you.
They leave. Whew. So they've been caught. The deception was underway. And the next scene is Act 3, Scene 4. I think I'll call it right here. This is a good stopping point.